Hi everyone, how are you? This is how you use a jelly plate. I run many workshops using a jelly plate, and some people don't actually know how to use it. There's many YouTubes out there that you can watch with different techniques and different things, found objects and stencils, etc. So the possibilities on a jelly plate of mono printing are vast. They're really up to your own imagination. Um, as I mentioned before, you can use found objects, stamps, stencils. You can make stencils, you can cut them out yourself and make your own personal stencils, or you can buy them many from wonderful artists online. I'm using my own stencils today that I've created myself, which are not for sale, but it, as I said, there's many out there that are. So without ado, I will take you down to the table. Okay, bye. See you down there. All right. Um, so I have a couple of the handmade stencils. I have a jelly plate. This is a jelly plate. So this is what we use. I use acrylic paints, and I am using today green oxide, burnt umber and raw sienna as the colours that I'm going to print with. I'm using just a roll of paper and it's grease paper, like greaseproof paper, and deli print sort of paper. And this is for cleaning my brayer. This is a brayer. And we will go. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually make base papers, and I want the base of these to be in a kind of a olivey tone. So I'm mixing the raw sienna and the green together. When you mix on the plate, you actually just really mix with the mix and roll like so. You can actually just put it on there and have the dobs of different colors. That's fine. You don't have to be as pedantic as me today. It's all, whatever happens on the jelly plate is fine. So, and I like to work in many different layers. So this particular layer, I'm just going to use some found objects to create some dots over the work. The edges. There's not that much, as I said. I like to work in layers. So we'll just put the print on, the paper on, to print it. We'll press down. And when we pull it up, there's our first layer print. Now, we have to have a few different ones because we're layering. I'll show you one that I've done previously. So this is only 3 layers of print, but you can see that there's different shapes. You can see the circles. There's two different stencils I've used to make this paper, and I might do something over the top of that again in either a smaller print or either a larger print, so it it just has all those patterns behind it. And so I'm just going to make another couple of base prints because, as I said, that's actually what we need today. So I'm just going to make one. Now, the other thing about different paints is that some are semi-transparent, some are opaque, some are transparent, and it makes a very big difference on the jelly plate how that is. So I'm just going to use this tool, which is a tool that is in manicurists, I believe, and I just love scribbling a texture and so forth on the jelly plate. I use these in my silver clay, but I also use them in my designing on the jelly plate. Multi-purpose tool, really. So this one here is just the green oxide straight. Now I haven't brayed off also, I haven't cleaned my roller. And I'm not ever bothered by that. So there's the squiggles coming up, just as a background. I will put some burnt umber on now. Now the green I'm not really bothered about because the green will just blend in with, and you will see that when you, if you don't mix it, it kind of will be two-toned. Just going to put a couple of lines on this one. Okay. So we have three now, and you'll see that the mixed, see the green coming from the roller and the burnt umber, just makes it all the more beautiful. All right, now what we're going to do now is we're going to use a stencil, and I'm going to put maybe some burnt umber and some raw sienna together. And I am going to mix these two. I'm going to pop my two handmade stencils on, like so. And I'm going to print, I'm going to pull the print. Now, the print is only the pieces are stopping, like the colour is underneath some of it, so only some of the print will come off where the holes are, hey. Okay, so make sure you've got a good pull. Before you remove it, just double check, and then just lift it, make sure that you've got all of the pattern. Wonderful. Okay, that's the second layer. So we're going to put some white on. Blend it. We're going to put the green one on. The green oxide background. Oops, do not let that pull up just yet. Now these, oh yes, all right, so you can see the patterns coming through. It's also managed to pick up some paint from other pools. Now I want to remove the paint from here. See the paint's come off the stencil. I like leaving the paint on. Hey, some artists actually remove it completely. and wash them and keep them all beautiful. I don't do that. I'm just going to push that, pick that up on the other one. It hasn't picked it all up, but that's lovely. I love that. Now there's still some on the plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to maybe throw a gold down. So now all these pieces you could use, one of them will stand out. You know, one of them will be the print of the day that you can either work with in the workshop, whether it be creating the junk journal pages, whether it's creating the art framed symbol work, or the or whether it be the flora jelly print, where we actually use things from my garden or things that you bought. There's that one. See, that's just the ghost. I'm just lifting the ghost print up now from that, which is absolutely beautiful. So all of these papers can be utilized, and as you can see, they're very, very simple. I will do a black layer over the top of this one here. And before I go, now I'm enlarging the stencil. Now these are my, as I said, these are my stencils, but so I've just realised I haven't had the light over the camera up. 'Tis a while since I've made a video, so you're just going to have to forgive me on that. All right. So now I've just got some black, and not very much black. I just want to do very in fact, that might be a little bit too much. Maybe not for the printing of it. Wow. I did want to just so we can do it whole. I didn't think that was going to stay. All right. I was going to just texturize. I don't have a big one of these, so I'm just going to drop this down. On there, like so, which is just a beautiful handwritten. I'm just going to use it as a background because there's too much ink for what I want. Too much paint, I should say. Whoops, sorry. For what I want. Black is it can destroy a print quite easily, I find. So we'll just pull the beautiful paper off with the stamp on it just to give it a nice background, and then we'll go in with a much thinner layer, which I like much better. It might be too thin now, of course, but yeah, let's just see. I just want to put this one here. Remember I said I want black. Making sure that all of those are good. That's what I wanted. So I love that one. And this one here, I think I'm going to pull the other piece of, so I can just pull maybe decisions. I wouldn't mind actually putting a gold, or I could do a translucent white. Now the other thing about opaque and this is a very cheap paint, and what I've found is cheap paints are really translucent. You know, they're not opaque at all, and they're fabulous for getting, you know, beautiful effects on the jelly plate, especially if you're like me and like to do layered work. So now this is the grey. Now I'm going to do that over the top of the black. Let's just see. Because the writing is just an under. Oh, lovely. Love it. Okay. I mean, that's just... I'm going to take this off. And we are going to put this one on. It's a very faint. I'm hoping it's still wet enough. Very, very faint. Don't know whether or not it is going to pull. Oh, it's extremely subtle. Extremely subtle. So with the grey, let's just see how much. Now it looks like there's nothing on the plate, doesn't it? So let's just show you how deceiving sometimes this can be. So it basically, I'm wetting down that layer to try and get it off the plate because it's not pulling. So by rolling some more sienna into it, try not to make creases. I just think they add to the character of the pages, but I make everything look, when I'm making a journal and I have pages like this, it just makes them look more antique. Alright, so what we couldn't pull up before, but when you pull it up, there's all the beautiful pattern, and it's pulled up all of the bits that have been left on from other colours, and that I will just use as an underlay, an underpiece anyway. So you can keep on working on them. This one I probably will do more dots on. In fact, some sort of cream dots or something would be kind of cool on that. I think that's, you know, I just kind of, this is just to whet your appetite to all the different things that you can actually make, all the different papers. I mean, this is just three stencils. I also have bought stencils, which are fabulous too. All right, that's enough of that. I look forward to seeing you at one of my workshops. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Okay, bye.